second name Help.
There you go.
Help me, please, help.
All right. Good morning, bud. Thank you for taking the time to make media day. How's the training camp been? How's every preparations leading up to this fight on Saturday?
Bom dia, obrigado por vir aqui falar com a gente. Como foi seu camp? Como é que foi o treinamento?
Bom dia. Cara, o meu camp foi um dos melhores que eu já fiz. Sem muita lesão, praticamente zero lesão. Muito bem preparado fisicamente, muito bem preparado também mentalmente.
It's one of the camps, best camps ever. No injuries. I'm very well physically and very well mentally. It's been awesome.
Before we talk about the fight itself, what was your reaction like when you got Chidi's name on that contract? The guy who's going to come at you, stay in your face, and is more than willing to throw hands.
Antes de falar da luta, como foi sua reação quando você viu o nome do Chidi, uma pessoa que vai vir e não vai se intimidar?
Fiquei muito feliz, porque oponentes bons me fazem treinar mais, me fazem focar mais. Então, para mim foi ótimo esse casamento, essa luta. Vejo que foi uma luta muito bem casada e estou ansioso por sábado.
I was really happy. I mean, a good opponent makes for a good fight. And, I'm very excited for this fight.
You kind of answered my question as far as your thoughts on him. Where do you see this fight going? This is going to be like a type of stand-up battle. Maybe you guys will test each other on the ground with the grappling. And where do you see your advantages?
E sobre essa luta, o que você acha dessa luta? Você acha que vai transcorrer mais em cima, embaixo? E aonde você acha que você tem vantagem?
Tanto ele quanto eu gostamos muito da trocação. A luta sempre começa em pé. Então vejo um desenrolar muito grande em pé, sim, mas vejo uma grande oportunidade no chão. Ele é um faixa preta de jiu-jitsu também, então vai transcorrer conforme eu acho a contundência da luta.
He's a striker, he's a banger like me. He enjoys to fight, but I see a lot of good opportunities on the ground. He's also black belt, so if it goes that way, we're good too.
A tall, as you mentioned, it's a tall, rangy guy who's going to come forward and attack. What are the keys to victory? How do we get your hand raised on Saturday?
É cara longo, né? Quais são as chaves para a vitória para você?
Eu venho de 3 oponentes longos ultimamente, né? Essa categoria tem bastante oponentes que são altos. Eu vejo a minha vitória em todas as partes. Eu acho que eu posso trabalhar muito bem a parte em pé, fazer um encurtamento muito bom ali, trabalhar também, meu clinch é bom. Ele tem um clinch muito bom, mas eu acho que dá para desenrolar assim em pé muito bem.
Yeah, actually, it's the third fight that I fight somebody very big, very long. I think that gives me a lot of opportunity. I'm accustomed, I clinch very well, he clinches very well, but I think that as I close the distance, I'll have an advantage.
Thank you, sir. And last for me, the fight is the co-main event. How happier are you for that? More excited? Or would you rather be on the preliminaries and just get it out of the way and get the nerves out of the way?
E como main event, você está excitado ou você preferia estar nas preliminares, acabar logo a luta e ir embora?
Falar bem a verdade, eu estou muito feliz. É o meu terceiro Common Event que eu estou fazendo. Cara, estou feliz demais quando eu fiquei sabendo que ia fazer o Common Event da luta e com um atleta bom. Isso mostra que somos os melhores.
Truthfully, I'm very happy. This is the third time I'm doing a co-main event. I'm very happy about that. It just shows that I'm among the best.
Thank you, sir, and best of luck on Saturday.
Elizeu, bom dia. Você vem de uma vitória por nocaute técnico. Como essa última luta te preparou mentalmente e fisicamente para enfrentar um striker peligroso like Chidi?
Esse é o fato importante, eu acho que de todo o camp. Eu acho que oponentes fortes te fazem treinar mais fortes. Então, esse é o segredo de tudo.
Chidi é conhecido pelo seu striking afiado, mas você também já mostrou que tem mãos pesadas. Você acredita que essa luta será decidida em pé ou podemos esperar uma surpresa?
Eu acredito muito, sim, que pode ser desenrolado em pé. Eu tenho na carreira 15 nocautes também, né? Então, sou muito feliz na parte de trocação. Gosto disso, gosto de sentir esse gosto de sangue. Então, aonde desenrolar a luta começa em pé. Mas obviamente, é oportunidade. Eu sou um lutador de MMA, sou oriundo da capoeira e ela me faz me adaptar a qualquer ambiente.
Sabemos que você sempre entra no octágono com muita intensidade. O que podemos esperar do Elizeu para este sábado?
Muita intensidade.
Obrigada.
Good question.
Yeah, so this May marks the 10-year anniversary of your UFC debut. You've had a lot of great moments in the UFC, including becoming the first fighter to knock out Sean Strickland. Competing in the UFC for 10 years, that's a big accomplishment on its own. Just curious, after all these years, what still keeps you motivated?
Esse é o aniversário de 10 anos da sua primeira luta no Ultimate. Você, inclusive, tem um nocaute sobre Sean Strickland. É um marco impressionante. O que faz você ficar motivado esses anos todos?
Minha principal motivação, acho que é fazer o que eu gosto, né? Eu amo estar aqui, eu amo MMA. Estou fazendo 10 anos esse mês de UFC, né? Já tenho 17 anos de carreira. Então a motivação é fazer o que eu gosto e eu amo isso aqui e espero estar melhorando a cada luta, a cada camp, né? Venho mostrando por onde. Cara, a motivação é amar o que faz.
I think that the motivation comes from loving what I do. This is my 10th year in the UFC. It's the 17th year of my career. And I love what I do. And I think that's what keeps me motivated.
Thank you.
Oh, I got to wear it up.
Sammy, did you get my message? Yeah, I bumped it up. Thanks, buddy. Alex was pretty soft-spoken anyways. Good job, Armando. Just keep it up, buddy.
Today, no Monster water today. Yeah. It's good. Здравствуйте.
Вы меня узнали. Гамар Джобар.
Камар Джоба.
But to the respect of our English-speaking colleagues, my question will be in English. So, last time when we were speak with you, it was Salt Lake City after your win against Kevin Holland. I proposed you 5 names of fighters that you can face, and you chose Vettori because you said that you have one question with him. So, are you satisfied with the UFC decision to make this fight?
Of course, I'm very satisfied, and I didn't expect that they will offer me exactly this fight. And when they tell me his name, I said, you know my answer, just go back and ask Vettori. And now we're fighting, and I'm very glad.
Did you rewatch your fight, and do you understand what you need to do now to gain that win?
I think I still won that last fight, our first fight. I never had nothing against my opponents, but I don't agree with decision what judges made. One thing what can probably change when I was back then and now, and I think I was fighting more with anger. Now I understand what I need to do to just win this fight, and it's all. I'm ready for anything what he can offer.
Thank you, Ron, for taking the time. How has the preparation been here in Vegas leading up to this main event? And also adjusting, if anything, going from the last time around 3 rounds to now 5 and being on the poster.
Hello, and I think Vegas is always amazing for me. Very good team, very good sparring partners, very good coaches, and I feel always very good training here. Especially, we don't need to forget about UFC PI. These guys are amazing, like family, and I'm very grateful to them also for what are they doing for us. If we are talking about fight and preparation, what changed, I understand that it's 5 rounds. I need to manage my energy. I need to ready no matter what he will do. I think this fight probably can go in the same, like he will move around and I will keep chasing him, but nobody knows what can happen. But like as I already mentioned and say, I'm ready for anything what he can offer to me.
Sir, sounds great. As far as this being 25 minutes, and both you guys are going to be right there, big stage, all the spotlights. It is a rematch. Do you take anything away from the first fight and say, I'm going to implement that, or treat this like a brand new bout with a brand new guy you've never seen before?
He haven't fought long time. Everybody says that maybe it's bad for him. He haven't fought so long. But I never think about fights from this point of view. I just understand that we are all changing, evolving. We have probably maybe he have time to change something in his game. But anyway, I still think that this fight can be in the same how he was working and what he was doing with me, because I have power. He knows. Everybody knows I'm powerful. Everybody knows my ground game, grappling. That's why it's always hard to find keys with me. But I still think that I need to be more calm and control my anger, and that's the key to win this fight.
And you mentioned that now, so I have to ask, that evolution, that progression, to be able to leave the emotions outside of the cage. Every loss you learn something. Is that what you learned from that loss, to just control it?
I didn't learn nothing from that exact fight. That's true. But I think after Imamov's fight, I understand more about fighting. A lot of people think that I'm a professional athlete for so long. I'm top fighter, probably 3 years, and but they don't understand. I started when I was 28, and I'm still learning something. I'm still finding something in my game, and even from fight to fight, I understand more things, how they need to be done, and it is what it is. Even now, I'm 36 years old, and I still can learn something. I still do. I still improve something during training, and I'm very happy with my career when I am.
That's great to hear. Love that. What needs to happen this weekend for you to get your hand raised? And besides, obviously, a victory, are you still aiming for that run at the belt?
The question was, do I think about belt?
Yeah.
Of course.
trying to make
Well,
that
that's
run.
not even question to me. If I'm doing something, no matter what I'm fighting today or doing anything else, I'm trying to best, no matter what I'm doing in my life. That's for life, not only for fighting. If I'm fighting because I want to be the best, and I have that feeling. When I will have that feeling that I can't do this anymore, I will stop doing this. Same happened with my soccer, but let's say real name, football career. And after, when I was goalkeeper, when I reached the level, and I was playing in very high level, and when I reached a level and I understand that this is my maximum and I can't go nowhere else, I said okay, and went to Ukraine for education, and there started grappling, and I won everything in grappling, world championship, ADCC trials, a lot of big competitions. And after 2 years starting MMA, after 6 fights, I signed with UFC. That's my life credo. This is how I'm doing. If I'm doing something, I'm trying to be the best or nothing.
Love that. Love to hear that. Just out of curiosity, besides reaching the pinnacle, getting that title shot, being on these posters, being the main event, getting that extra attention, is there anything left on the bucket list that you haven't done?
Extra money. Yes, everything is important, of course. This is, everybody want to be main event. Everybody want to feel this, what's going on. One thing what I don't like is too much media and too much work when you are main event. But it's also part of the game. I need to do this. I clearly understand this, and also benefits what I'm getting from fights. I have a lot of goals in my life. Fighting is important part of me, but not most important. It's just part of me. And with fighting, with the UFC, with the help of UFC, I'm achieving in my life other goals. I'm father of 3 sons, and that's most and more important thing what can ever my life, my future in my kids, and the UFC is helping me to achieve my goals.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good luck on Saturday.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I can hear you, don't worry. I anyway hear you.
Now you hear me, yes. Thinking about the technique, did something change in your training camp to face now, Marvin?
Nothing much, but I try to manage my energy just to be able and be sure 100% that 5 rounds I will work hard, go forward, and no step back.
And now you come from a great knockout against Kevin Holland. Is that something that the fans can expect something similar in this fight?
It was not so great, but I was hoping better. It was a rib injury, and of course, Vettori is a tough guy. Let's say that if Vettori is I know him outside of the fight. For me, it's more important what kind of person you are outside of the fight. And he's a good guy. I know him very well, and I know that he's tough. I know that nobody finished him before, ever. And of course, I want to be the first if it will happen. But I'm ready for anything, and may the best win.
Awesome. And now thinking of looking up at the division, how challenging do you see for yourself to get to the first on the top or to get to the belt?
All these guys are very good. There is a line. There is a line for title. A lot of guys deserve to fight for title. And this is a good opportunity for me. Good that I'm now fighting Vettori, because after him I'm going to fight somebody top 5. And all these guys who are there, they are in line for title and they deserve it. And when I will win over them, I will just take their spot and I will be next.
Thank you.
Just to piggyback off that, you said that Marvin, very tough guy, like you mentioned, he's never been finished before. You've been in there with him as well too. Do you almost expect this to be a 25-minute fight, just knowing how tough he is?
I don't know what will happen. I never know what, if you look at my career, I have some crazy finishes, and last probably seven fights, I was 7-time underdog, yes. 7-time underdog, and I have 6 wins from these 8 fights, or 7 fights. And you never know what can happen. And I'm ready for anything what he can offer, and I respect him as a fighter, respect his durability, because I was there when he fought Jared Cannonier, and it was impressive. We thought that he couldn't handle this, but he go all 25 rounds, 25 minutes.
Yeah, and this is the first rematch of your career. Has there been a difference in training camp approaching a fighter that you've already competed against versus someone that you're fighting for the first time?
If we are speaking about it from point of view, it's a rematch, nothing changed. But if we are talking about what I changed for 5 rounds, yes, of course, harder training, managing energy. In UFC PI, there are some new things what I try to work with, and a couple of things. I will not say that a lot different, but mostly change how I am thinking about it, how I'm managing everything in my career, and thinking about fights, how they need to go. Like I said already, less anger, more understanding. Before, if I will get hit, I will say, okay, let's go. I was get mad when I was getting hit. Now I understand it. Roman, calm down. You need to win this fight anyway, and you will do this, and that's all. And I understand this. That's the main thing.
And last one for me. Last year, your fellow countrymen, Merab and Ilia Tuporia, they both became UFC champions. Did their success motivate you even more?
Maybe Georgians will not like what I say, but I respect both of these guys. They did good thing for our country, for people. MMA and UFC is big in Georgia. But nobody's success or fall down can affect on me. I'm the man who I am. I'm the man without any other things and without looking to another people's careers or anything else. I'm very happy for them. That doesn't change nothing, but things like that can't affect me in my life.
Hi, I want to know in how many rounds do you see the fight ending, and how you picture yourself winning this fight? Maybe with more grappling. Have you visualized your winning?
I don't know. Again, I can't say when it will end. as I say, I'm ready for anything. First round, I understand the other questions also. And I think that it will be interesting fight because he want to come back. He have layover too long. And I want to give answers to the questions, what I have and other people have who thinks that I won the fight.
Okay, thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, Roman. Just a quick question. You talked about the change in the anger, and you're 36 years old, you're not a young man, so it makes you wonder what made you want to change that. How much did parenthood and being a father change you when it came to how you deal with anger and how you deal with emotions?
One thing what parenting changed is that before I was hunting a lot, and now for me it's hard to hunt. I don't know why. That's a very strange thing what's happened with me. Now I'm only hunting if it's very necessary for it, and that's all what changed my parenthood. Of course, it's towards my kids it's different but this is what changed in my life. But if we are talking about anger and why this happened, it happened because I want to be a champion, and you can't fight with guys with anger. You need to be cold-minded and understanding what's going on. And exactly when I was going forward for 100%, I was losing my energy too early. Previous in my career, I was knocking people out first round, maximum second round, and I was very creative, especially with Hermansson's fight. But everything after these two losses, what I had before, I understand more that I can do much better. Like with Imamov. Imamov is a very good high-level striker. Kevin Holland is also high-level striker. And I knew that Holland maybe even faster than Imamov. And I understand that I just need to be calm and just take him down. Like, I was the same guy. I still wanted to fight him, but during fight I understand he's faster than me probably. Okay, then I will take him down. With Imamov, I was just going forward, just fighting, no matter what. I was just fighting, and that was a change in what I understand. I just need to adjust. I just need to feel what's going on, and I have a lot of weapons. I can grapple, I can wrestle, I can hit hard. Because in UFC, I'm world champion grappler, but in UFC, from 8 wins, I have 5 knockout wins and no submission. That's the answer. Probably sometimes I need to use my grappling.
Yeah, and it definitely sounds like you wanted to be more patient as opposed to trying to hunt for that win. You did mention you thought Marvin was going to be on his wheels a lot, running around. Do you think that's what you envision this fight as, that he's going to be running a lot and you're going to have to hunt him down from the cage and cut him off?
Last time it worked good for him. Maybe that's the only reason why he could run around me, point me, touch me. I didn't felt nothing. His low kicks, what people say that low kicks changed everything. I didn't felt nothing from that low kicks. But some people and judges saw that gave him the win. If he will decide to do the same, it also will be smart move because it's now 5 rounds and he will manage better his energy maybe. But I'm ready to expect anything from him. If he will go forward, it will be more interesting fight. If not, I will hunt him. But this time I will go hunt.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Would you say this is Georgia time in UFC? Because Merab, Topuria.
It's definitely Georgian. Not only Merab and Ilya. There are a lot of good guys. There are a lot of good up-and-coming guys. And I think we are creating the future for these guys, because the younger generation. But I always say to my friends, we also give them a little bit of troubles because we gave them the levels. Georgians we have 2 guys who are champions. This is the level, and you can't just be a winner. You need to be a champion, or Georgians will not accept it. And this is hard, I think.
I know, it's hard.
Roman, one quick for me. When you were preparing to Anthony Smith fight in light heavy, you were playing chess. When you were preparing to Kevin Holland in 185, you weren't playing chess because it's hard for you to play when you are cutting weight. So now, once again, 185, no chess this week.
Very good question. Very good. That bothers me a lot because I start losing, because when you're not eating enough, your energy is low. Brain is not working same also, and yes, you're right. Before Smith's fight, I was playing chess. Now I'm playing also. Now I'm 50-50, and I have certain points, and I say, okay, I will go to this point and stop, because if I will resume playing, I will lose more. That's why I'm already, okay, I'm done for probably, I will play after weigh-ins.
Спасибо. Удачи в субботу.
Спасибо. Thank you very much. Have a good day, guys.
Oh, you're good.
Oh yeah. No, you're okay. I know. It's just because there's so many few people. It's just this one and off. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's.
That was great. Yeah. We all asked something. No problem. And thank you, Chidi, for chiming in. I missed your voice.
Yeah. No, there was plenty. I almost wasn't going to. There were plenty of questions. It was good. I like it being the Armando show. I just like hearing Armando. As long as you do some English, we're good. Make it the Armando Spanish show.
No, there's no one thing. What was the weigh-in for the manual Cape and Asu? The weigh-in, was the weigh-in here or at Red Rock?
Here? It's all a fucking blur.
They all blend in, I'm telling you, yeah.
Wasn't it Red Rock? We haven't been Red Rock forever.
So for sure.
Santa Fe, maybe?
Oh, there you go. See, Kenny, I told you, Kenny always.
I just couldn't remember what event it was. I know that's the only other one we've been to recently.
There's not enough, in my perspective. Obrigado.
I love it. Armando, I love it. The first thing you're like, good morning, bud.
Wait, what about?
You're like, good morning, bud.
To who? You know it?
Why is it gonna make me fucking restart?
but Russian and Ukrainian are close, are almost the same. So no one was here. Nobody? No. Okay. After Roman left? No. So I think she's been nice to you. Oh, good. Good. So I have to start slow down. Vettori will be the last one. Yeah, we still. Yeah. And Chidi. Yeah, 4 more. Vettori. I guess he's last. More than that? Or no, no. Let me check. Ah, no. Yeah, Marvin's probably last. I'm sure. Hernandez is last. So it's Courtney Chidi. If someone comes, you know, I'm gonna text you. No. Oh, it's okay. I need this extra only Roman. Yes. She's Roman. Yes, sir. She's Roman in the fire. Whoa, wait a minute now. That's a different Roman. This Roman is Empire as well. Okay, so I acknowledge. I've been a fan of Roman before.
¿Cuál?
Sí, creo que se nos haría fácil. Creo que si ya, si ya sabemos un poco de inglés, se nos haría más
Para
fácil.
vos, claro que sí. Ok, esa es la misión para la próxima vez que te vea.
Tenemos que ser. Este era el de Jackie.
Esa es la meta. That's money. Oh. Yeah, she set it down and like didn't age her seat down. It would be hilarious if we started eating. She's like, yeah, you let me breakfast. That was very good. No. Not too bad. Over here. Actually, I don't need to explain it. Okay.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Good, good.
So,
Pelmeni. Dumplings. But like Russian dumpling style. It's kind of this one, but it's smaller and they have meat inside.
Good. You know what? Last year was very close to Russia.
Here they are. And there is meat inside. They are like
With an Ecuadorian breakdance that she was going to participate in a huge event that the US did in Russia because I think Russia was in like the Olympics or something. They made a huge like
they made Olympics
for in Russia, right? Kind of.
in 2014, 11 years ago.
No, maybe the other event. I can't remember the name. It was kind of like the Olympics in Russia.
I understand. It's a BRICS game, yeah. There were Russia, Brazil, China,
Yeah, exactly.
They made it, but no one got it.
Exactly.
Because
They made it after the Olympics. They were in France.
it was funny thing that they started to announce it when they already started.
didn't do it before, like, you know, promotion, exactly.
No,
Well,
no.
that's good.
I think that they decided to do quickly. Like someone told, let's do it. Yeah, okay, let's do it. And they started to do it.
But it doesn't make sense, because you only have to promotion.
Doesn't make sense. They had the money for it. The main thing in such events in Russia is to steal money.
Okay, they waste their money, is okay, right?
Because there was one competition when there was one winner, because he was the only one who participated.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh, wow.
So there was no second or third place.
The only thing he has to do is show.
Yes. It was kind of, I think it was swimming or something, because so he swam alone and he gained a gold medal, so it was weird.
But it's kind of disappointing, right? Even for the person that wins, it's like, okay.
I'll take it.
It has
Para
no-
ganar medalla de oro, Mari, no, I'll take it.
¿Tú
No
te
gané a
vas?
nadie, pero gané.
Can you imagine that in MMA? I just show. And
Yeah, my, yeah.
No se parecía.
Invicto.
It was like synchronized swimming, you know, when the girl,
Yeah.
and it was a male competition, and he was the only in synchronized swimming, the only participant.
A friend of mine once was participating in kayak,
Huh?
and only they were like only 3 teams, and she got third place. But because it was just 3
Yeah.
teams, you know, everyone was.
He is the only one, no second place, no third place.
I know another Russian team, Matryoshka.
Yeah.
Matryoshka.
Yeah.
The dolls, right?
Those and those and those and those.
Very tiny, then goes bigger and bigger.
Yeah. In the main Russian souvenir that we are bringing to anyone. Besides vodka, of course.
Yeah, I wanna get one someday if I visit Russia.
With vodka is more difficult because
Vodka, yes.
there is a law in the United States that you cannot drink
Alcohol.
not alcohol, Russian vodka. If you have a Russian vodka, Russian brand of vodka, and if they find it, they can take it. But in January, I broke.
Okay.
But because I have a journalist visa, they didn't look at my backpack, so
It's different, yeah, different visa.
actually I asked guys from Russian embassy here in Moscow, DC, and they said the worst thing they can do is they will just
Take it away.
take it away, yeah. So no fines, nothing. Actually, I could play fully, you know. I didn't know there is nothing on your side of your customs. There is nothing about Russian vodka, but there is law, there is paper in the White House side. That why should I go to White House side if I'm traveling to America? I have to go to the customs side. And mashed potato in Russia is way better.
Yeah, go with mashed potatoes. I didn't try the one that they have here.
No,
I prefer going with the pasta.
it's also good, but not so good.
I'm more like pasta person more than mashed potato person. But in Ecuador we have and we also have different types of beans with rice, beans, and meat.
I'm a potato person 100% because I'm from Belarus and Belarus is kind of potato country. Because everyone, especially in Russia, they joke that we are eating only potatoes. Actually, it's true. For example, if I will see a buffet, and there is
I just do follow up. I have nothing but complaint. I have no incentive, no like planned like
question in mind for anything. If anything, Marvin was just going to
Yes, I am.
And now about how Roman says he's going to run.
I don't know if in the background I have some Italian side, but I'm more like pasta person. Yeah, because most people eat a lot of rice, but I'm not actually so much a rice person either.
I like rice. We have a
I mean, I like it, but not like a big fan.
it's Uzbek dish. Uzbek curry. It's called plov. And it's first you fry the meat with onions, with carrots, and so on, with different spices. And after you put the rice, you put the water, and it's like boiled, that whole thing, and then you mix it, and it's like rice with meat, and actually it's tasty. And rice and sushi.
I'm glad that you like encebollado. Encebollado is very good for me.
And so is good. But this is only one.
If you ever go to Ecuador, let me know. I would love to show you my hometown. What is Manta? It's a small city in Guayaquil, but right in the coast. We have very nice weather, very good food. Salinas is close to. It's close
Yeah,
to
but there is kind of view point of the ocean. Yeah.
You have the map there, so I'll show you Manta. So here is
Montanita.
Manta.
Manta.
That's
Yeah.
my hometown. It's right in the coast. With it's a little
It
high.
was a weird trip. I went from New York to Quito, then from Quito to Colombia, to Bogota. From Bogota to
Actually, we
Quito.
have airport in Manta.
Oh.
Like international airport. Most of the flights in Manta do connections with Panama.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah. No, I went first from New York to Colombia, from Colombia to Quito, from Quito to Guayaquil.
From Colombia too.
And then from Guayaquil to Quito, from Quito to Bogota, from Bogota to São Paulo, from São Paulo to Rio de Janeiro.
And it's gonna be your first time in Brazil or no?
First time. It was my first time in South America.
I'm supposed to go to Brazil in November because a friend of mine, she got married a Brazilian.
Oh, good for her.
So they are planning their wedding in November, so I might go. But for me, it will be first time too. That will be just for business vacation. The wedding thing.
No, it's good.
I'll try to do some tourism too.
I was there, it was funny. I think I was in São Paulo. I was staying there for a couple of nights before my flight. And I was just sitting in the hotel, and I said, while I'm sitting in the hotel, I need to go to see something. And I saw a little church. It was kind of
Morning, Bud. Welcome back.
Hey.
I know you've been here before, but what's new? What's this week been like? How's preparations for the fight night this Saturday?
It's good. Nothing really new. I feel like, it's just another fight, man. Same routine every time I come here, and everything's been pretty good.
How's Vegas treating you? You mentioned same routine, but what is the routine? Do we hit any gyms? PI? What's the preparation?
Yeah, I always like to get out to the PI. Anytime I'm in Vegas, PI is like the number one. So yeah, we got to the PI last night, got a little session in, probably go back tonight, maybe a little bit tomorrow. And the PI is awesome. I mean, it's one of the best things I think the UFC's ever done. And of course, being able to have access to a place like that is amazing.
Everybody always speaks highly of it, and you would almost think like more fighters would have already just migrated to Vegas, and there'd be like a PI team. But why do you think some guys don't take, and girls don't take that resources and run with it, really make the most of it? Why is that?
Maybe the same reason that I couldn't, fully move to Vegas and do that. Just because we have family back home, we have, jobs, businesses. I run my 2 gyms, so it'll be very, very hard for me to get away from that. Although I do plan a lot of trips out to Vegas. So most of the time, I'm coming out to Vegas, 2 or 3 times a year, and every time I come out, PI is priority.
Yes, sir. Speaking of come out with some people, I saw you coming in with somebody. Who was that?
It's my wife and my oldest son.
That's awesome. That's some great support right there. They're going to be at the fight?
Yep. I want to say it's the first time ever I have all of my kids at a fight. So, yeah, I'm blessed to be able to bring them out and get them to a show like this. And I think, like I've said before, after the last fight, a lot of people complain about the Apex, but I think that's one of the best things about for a guy like me. I can bring my wife and my kids. They can sit front row, and I can literally hear them while I fight. So it's almost like I got a corner plus 4 more.
Man, congratulations. Thank you for sharing that. That's fantastic. Now, of course, somebody who won't be cheering for you, Hernandez, what was the reaction like when that name came across the table on that contract?
Big fight, and I feel like a guy like me that's been around the UFC for quite a while, I want those type of fights. And, whenever the UFC gave me the name, I was more than happy to take it, knowing that it's going to be a tough test. But if I can go out there and I can get a win over a guy like Alex, I think that says a lot and truly says that I belong to be in the UFC.
You kind of beat me to my next question. So this puts you on that trajectory, right, where you want to be, the path. What are the goals still? You're a young vet. What are the goals still in the UFC as an MMA fighter in your career? What do you still have to accomplish?
Of course, I feel like I've accomplished a lot. Winning, the Contender Series, getting a contract, winning the Ultimate Fighter, getting a contract. But, I still want more, and I think that for me right now, I want to have a ranking beside my name. I think it's possible. I think that I can go out and with a win over Alex, maybe a fight or 2, and it always depends, the way fights fall out, all it's going to take is one top 15 guy to fall out or need an opponent, and me to say, well, I'm willing to step in and take that fight. Very similar to Alex when he stepped in and fought Dariush, right? He stepped in and fought a ranked guy and beat him and got a ranking. I think that's possible for me as well.
I know it's so cliche to say, right, but you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, part of me being ready all the time is, I'm in a gym 5 days a week. That's my job. I run my gym. I run my classes. I also train and locally manage a lot of my fighters out of my gym. And, having to train with these guys and keep them ready for a fight puts me training, almost every day still. So I feel like I'm a guy that's always a week or 2 out of being really in fight shape.
Yes, sir. We talked to Dos Santos a little bit ago. He's also been in the game for a while, and he gave us an awesome answer. He still loves this. Do you still love MMA? Do you still love what you do?
Absolutely, and that's one of the main reasons that I've never stopped fighting. Even through all the ups and the downs of my career in fighting, things not working out in the UFC a few times before. It's just still, I love to do this, and a lot of people ask me, well, when you're going to be done? And I'm like, I don't want to be done. Like, when I'm done, I won't be able to do this anymore. So, and then time I come out here, and right now, that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir. And that's great to still have those goals and that motivation, be it the ranking, finally getting the kids to see you fight live, and how perfect right at this Apex. What are the keys to victory? What do we need to do to get the hand race on Saturday?
I think just be patient, be patient and fight my fight. And, I have a lot of fights that I've gone out and I've fought really well. And I think this just needs to be another one of those nights that I go out and I fight really well, fight smart, and fight hard.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and good luck on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you spoke about your family. Obviously, your wife and your kids, they all train. What's that like, having a family full of competitors, and does that push you to train even harder, knowing that you're setting an example for them?
For sure, and I love it. You know, I wouldn't rather anything else. You know, from day one, all of my kids have been in the gym training, and for sure, you know, I feel like I've been a good role model for them to keep them on pace and to show them what's possible with hard work. And yeah, just being a role model for them and being there with them when they need me. My son just actually fought one of, I think, his 10th cage fight last week, and he's 14 years old. So yeah, and I got to put myself in their position sometimes, and with the nervousness and stuff like that when they fight. So, but I love it. I wouldn't choose anything else.
And what's the biggest lesson you try to teach your kids, whether it's inside the cage or outside the cage?
Hard work, you know, inside the cage, outside the cage. Just got to keep working hard for anything that you want in life, and it doesn't necessarily have to be fighting. It could be anything, right? But nothing's ever going to be handed to you. You're going to have to go get it.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Good.
Hey, I know when you were in the TUF, you met Carlos Vera. He's also having a fight in the UFC 104. I know you say hi to him yesterday. Have you spoke to him about you guys, the fights that you have, or not yet?
For sure, yeah. And me and Carlos, we go way back. We're both kind of from, well, he came to Louisiana, so he's from New Orleans when he moved to Louisiana, and I know Carlos from probably 10, 12 years ago, and we've been friends ever since. So when I knew he was in the Ultimate Fighter house, I knew I already had a friend there. So that was kind of cool for me. And yeah, we chat all the time. He was just in New Orleans. We didn't get a chance to link up and train for the last couple weeks, but I seen him yesterday and talked to him for a good while, and apparently that we're all in the same locker room. So it's going to be cool.
And last week in the UFC, we see a Chilean fighter, Ignacio Bahamondes, winning. Do you think he is going to be pretty soon fighting to get in the top of the division? Maybe how long do you think it's going to take him to win the title or fight for the title?
Oh, Bahamondes is a very scary dude. He's very good. And honestly, he's one of those guys that's got like that it factor, right? Everybody sees. And I've actually been watching him for quite a while. He fought a former opponent of mine that I fought I think last March. And so I watched that fight quite a few times. Very skilled guy. And after his win on this past Saturday night, I don't think it's going to take very long.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
People be mad. They be like, why didn't you get to spend? They'll blame us.
I had breakfast this morning.
Well, it seems like moving to heavyweight has to be a part of this great...
Hold on. I'm sorry. I know this is like real impromptu, but can you give me your name and your media outlet? So my mom liked to watch this stuff, and she want to know where to find and all that. And I want to hold you accountable to some of the stuff that we talk about.
Of course, Armando Romo.
Armando.
Yes, with BoxeoMundial.com.
All right.
The smile, the energy, just being look at the smile. It has to be the new look at heavyweight. Yes or no?
Yes and no, because this is the new look, but this isn't the final form of the new look. Like, we're gonna get better from here.
Even you mentioning you had breakfast, how has the new approach, the new weight class just treated you? Is this something maybe we should have done sooner, or obviously you're happy that you made the move and are even like renovated for Saturday, like reinvigorated?
I wouldn't say reinvigorated because we've been still doing work. I mean, I don't have to cut weight. I've been still consistent because honestly, I train close to the weight that y'all gonna see Friday. You know, I just spend a lot of that time. We've got a picture right here. I spend a lot of that time cutting weight, so I ain't really, get to do all the things that I should have been doing, getting ready. So now we're having fun and we're in the gym.
So what are these things that we should have been doing and that we are doing now?
Again, we're in the gym. We're more consistent. I can eat better. I can eat more. That's always nice. My body, to get that big, I couldn't eat all the things. I take a lot of fat strays, like from Coach Keisha back there. I moved up to heavyweight and I'm still catching fat strays. And if you don't know what that is, it's like slick jokes about being fat. So this isn't the final form for sure.
Well, you're even more relatable than now. You have a guy who's catching all kind of strays, but you're the main event on that preliminaries.
Yeah.
What was the reaction when you got
it was Coach that wanted to move up. Everything that happened after that was me just going with it. I don't necessarily care. I thought, except the things that we should have been doing training-wise, where we at?
So 205 is not out of the question. This is
205, 85. Like I was saying in the interview earlier, I'm a 70-year-old.
Besides what you've already done and worked on this week to get your hand raised on Saturday.
Have fun. Trust the process. Excited for it. It's gonna come. I just have fun.
Well, can't wait to see you do it. Have you some fun on Saturday and good luck.
Thank you so much. Are we good? Oh, here we go.
I know as a light heavyweight, a lot of times, you have to kind of watch the fitness. 'Cause when you say like you want to do things in the gym, can you do more like strength training? Can you kind of bulk up a little bit that maybe you couldn't do before because you're worried about the weight?
That's exactly what I mean when I say, we get to add a little muscle, and even in adding the muscle, it's gonna make it easier to go back if we want to. Yeah. So we kind of open up the options here.
I know every time we talk to the other guys at the Fortis, you're the big man at the gym. You're the big guy that everybody's talking to, and that everybody, when they need a big body to go against. But across the cage from you today is going to be a on Saturday is going to be a...
Man, I train with some of the best. I don't necessarily have to bring in bodies unless we just want to. So that's more of a luxury for us. We don't necessarily have to do it. I got Ikenna, I got Zoe. And then we got Chisholm. We got some big guys, so I'm not really hurting for bodies.
And now being able to go up, we always knew you had strength before, but we know when there's a weight thing, it always depletes fighters going in. Do you feel that you're going to be even stronger and hit harder this fight because you're able to be as big as you want to be going in on fight week?
Honestly, that's something that I can't say that I got the answer to. I would like to think so, but that's something that I really can't think of because I'm about to experience something that I've never really experienced before. So I try to keep my mind where I'm at now. And when that comes, we'll see. I don't necessarily know, but I'm excited I get to fight. Yeah. I've been training for a very long time, and I hadn't had to cut weight.
We always say fighters are a special breed. When kind of alluding to what I think you were just mentioning. Across the cage, you're going to see this big, scary person. A lot of us normal people.
Well, who you think he going to be looking at? I'm not looking at a mirror. It ain't no mirror in there, so I'm good.
A lot of us think sometimes like, man, how do I get over these internal fears to go in there and be the best? You as a fighter, what do you tell yourself when you look across the cage and you see somebody? Are you excited? Is it a challenge because, yes, now I get to rise to the occasion. I get to put this man down. Or what goes in your head when you're staring across they clear the octagon and then they say go?
I say it every time when I win, or any time that I can get a mic. I can do all things through Christ whom strengthens me, and that's my mindset.
You think we're gonna get a quick end to this one? Are you going in there hoping to try to throw some hands and feel good, or do you want to show the ground game? Everybody knows you got to choke. Everybody knows you can do that sort of thing. Are you excited to test everything, or do you want to maybe go out there and make an entrance and show the heavyweights that they got another guy they got to really watch out for his power?
I don't care about any of that, honestly. I'm just excited to see what God has for me. Anytime I've moved up, I've started at welterweight and came all the way up. Like I just passed Alex. He was like, "Man, you were my size the first time I met you." Yeah, now here I am. Honestly, whenever I went up, it was like not really my choice, not really my thing. And there's no different now, but I'm excited, you know. And that's kind of where we go. I'm excited to see what God has for me because this is all part of God's plan.
I love it. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Are we good? Yeah. All right. I thank y'all for having me.
Yeah. Hey,
Kenny, were we supposed to get him? No.
Oh yeah, we weren't, were we?
That's why I got
Oh, my bad. I'm so used to him being on the main card.
Will you speak for him? Will you speak?
I don't know what.
Whatever you want.
Armando had a question for everyone. So it's funny.
Well, no, I guess we could have let him go, but it's like you come in the room and you go up there. It's like you might as well just hop up there, dog. You know, I kind of forgot he wasn't on the list. That's why I was goading him to get up there. My bad. You did good though. You got him. He's such a character, man.
I like how he posed for Maddie.
Big
smile.
Yeah, he was like,
That was pretty fun. That was pretty
posing
funny.
for the picture. That's true.
So do they need to? I don't know. I'm gonna let them make a decision because we weren't even supposed. Well, the first guy that died in the middle of, we were supposed to get him. I'll let them. I'll call Wilson and let him know what they want us to do.
Did Nabi say it was on his PR sheet?
What about?
Was Nabi? Now I think about it, was Nabi saying it was on his PR?
No. He was like.
Oh,
I'm
so
not
she was
supposed to
saying
do
it's
this, I'm
not.
supposed to do this. And she's like, man.
I couldn't remember if he was forcing it or if she said that it was.
But he was fun with it. He just
Yeah.
rolled with the punches. It's a root beer. Yeah. But it's, it's sugar. That's all that matters. It's better than beer. It's sugar. Me encantan las cosas así dulces de golosina.
Sí, yo me cogí estos dos, mira.
Yes.
Esto lo hace que sí.
¿Y sabes qué? Estuvo buena. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Es como para un pastelito o de limón o qué es?
No lo probé aún, recién voy terminando el sal y ahí ya voy para allá.
Necesito tu recomendación.
Ya.
Para que hagan like and subscribe.
I'll let you know.
What's up, bud? Oh, there it is.
Are you tired?
Got nothing to say.
How awesome was it that we talked to Superman and you weren't supposed to?
Over the moon.
Are you tired? Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for a better impromptu interview.
Do you notice? I don't know the side thing. You might know this. Why he always holds the mic like that?
Did you see that? He did the mic. He did that for you.
He's always done that. He thinks
Ever
it's the
since then?
coolest shit in the world.
But I don't know if you saw his face when I got the mic. I finally
Yeah,
did
he
it
got
like
excited.
You got him. Yes.
He almost had to call you out because you weren't doing it at
that. I
first.
know. It feels so awkward to hold
I
that
know,
mic
with the
like that.
wireless, I know.
I was like
so I had to switch it.
But now we can really do it with wireless because there's no wire.
But it's the square that helps you hold on to it, like it's like a wine glass. Even though I don't think that's how it was when I had it the first time.
It doesn't. It is.
It wasn't. I don't know why I did it like that. It was just.
Game time. No.
Nice having in the hotel, huh? It's a fun change up.
You say that. You know you missed the Apex.
I like not having to drive, man. I prefer
Yeah, that's true.
walk in your underwear downstairs.
Why didn't you see it? You were underwear? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, got no bottoms on, though.
Good morning. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us this morning. You just mentioned a little talk about the Apex. That's cool that some people still have a good place in their heart for it, with like the fans aren't loving it. Back, here we go again. Does it feel like a little bit of a homecoming since, you know, you've been to many arenas and have fought there before?
Yeah, the Apex is awesome. It's really easy. It's a nice, nice in and out. You know, you get in there, often you get a private room instead of a shared locker room, handle business, and you're out before the sun's down, go grab a good team dinner and celebrate. So yeah, Apex is super smooth. I like it.
Awesome, man. And I'm sure you guys have a routine. What has that been like back in Vegas, preparations for this event? Did you use the PI at all, hit up any of the gyms locally?
Yeah, usually just drop in Tuesday. It's a travel day, so just get like a shakeout. It might be a run. It might be some mitt work just here in the hotel. Just get a sweat out, some stretching and things. And then today, Wednesday, Thursday, I like to hit the PI. And again, just kind of shake out, use some of the facilities there, like the ice and sauna, and just get some contrast work in. But yeah, Vegas is second home. You know, everything's real accessible, everything's really easy, so it's fluid, it's nice, and way less stressful here at 55 than 45, of course, with managing weight and preparation.
Which I'm sure is huge because to us it might just be 10 pounds. But as far as that cut, I'm sure it's been a lot smoother. Has it been a better, not necessarily a transition, but just you've adjusted to lightweight and that's home now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's and just like the mental tax, you know, you start getting that diminished, it wears on you mentally over time, and so it's just easier to keep a positive attitude. And I feel good here. The last couple of 55s were on short notice. The Hubbard was 2 weeks, and then the Miller was 10 days, and so I feel like I'm actually filled for the weight right now, and I feel real confident and solid in the physicality of where I'm at right now.
Yes, sir. And speaking of the names you mentioned, here we go again. Another veteran, another guy who's been around the block. It's almost like that's who you've been matched up with lately. Are you surprised at all, or is this a name that came across the table and you're like, okay, we have a game plan already for this guy? We've seen tape.
Yeah. You know, I like the offer, and like I said, yeah, it's a pretty familiar form. You know, he's unique than the other guys, but familiar, and so I like the odds of that kind of matchup.
We just saw you in action in October. So now it's more of like staying active. Is this a good turnaround for you to where like it's meeting the goals for this year?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was trying to slide into February, but March is great. Yeah, I mean, I would love an active year, but that's also going to fall on my shoulders of just getting some fucking consistent dubs for once. So we can do that, then yeah, we can have the year we want, and that's what I'm looking to do this year. You know, kind of show out or shut up. You know.
What have you? Because you're still growing in your career, you're still growing in the sport. What are the things that you've tweaked to kind of get some momentum going, get back into the rankings, get these dubs?
Yeah, we're in a really cool fold right now. Me, Brandon, Royval, and Clay Motts have started our own group. We're still kind of have an anonymous name right now. We're the boys, but we got great energy. We have about 3 other cats in there with us, and we've just been really focusing on each other and specifically what we need to win a specific fight, and then also just our overall growth, and I feel like it's really made a great turn. I also had the fortune of working with Pastor Whitman, you know, Trevor Whitman a couple times a week, and just a few hours with that guy makes a world of difference, and so I really feel like I've been able to evolve significantly in the last 6 months and still find growth at this stage, and a lot of enthusiasm. That's kind of like the nature of it. If you can be enthusiastic about what you're doing, then you can find growth, and I feel like that's where I'm at.
And that's fantastic because you have some guys out there like the Cobra Coopers that are just been in the game for so long, been there, done that, and that has to bring something special, right, to the team, to where there's a guy who's been there, done that, seen it all, and can give you something that'll keep things fresh and maybe keep the love going for the sport, if you will.
Yeah, 100%. And just surrounding yourself with obsessed, humble partners and leaders. And that's really what we've been able to do, and it's real exciting. And with Clay Matza, we got autism in the trenches. We're out here fighting the good fight, and my boy is as obsessed with fighting and kind of psychotic about as can be, and super humble in the approach. And so it's been it's been a really fun process that we've had building this team and preparing for this fight.
That's awesome, man. Great to hear. What are the keys to victory? What are some of the things that we need to get done so that you can keep this momentum and get your hand raised on Saturday at the Apex?
Yeah, everything's going to come from, defense range timing. A lot of times in the past, I've come from a place of offense first, and I've worked on just being a little more tactful in that, being a little bit more in my space, and I think I'll be, sharper. I think I'll be sharper. And I think I'll be able to just exploit his offense. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but I feel confident the way that we'll meet him. I feel like we've got a good strategy for it, and I think I'll be more dynamic. I think I'll have better management of all the above. I mean, I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, I feel good about it.
Awesome, man. A sharp Hernandez is a very dangerous guy. Can't wait to see it on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Alex, you put a lot of pressure on yourself early in your UFC career. Do you still have that same pressure that you put on yourself, or has there been any changes in your approach?
Yeah, 100%. No, I don't take myself or I don't want to say the game too seriously, because I do have a lot of reverence for it. But no, I don't put anything on the same pedestal as I used to be. And I realize different stages, and there's new pressures now. There's security pressures, and but I kind of put that in the back because I'm very much at a stage where if I don't do what I want to do and perform the way I want to perform, I'm tired of this back and forth shit. Dude, I'll walk. I don't care to do it. So I'm really here feeling liberated. I'll choose to sign the contract. You don't have to kick me anywhere. You know what I mean? If I set forth and do what I want to do, then I'm going to keep doing it. And that's kind of where I'm at. So no, the pressure's off. I feel like it's a decision, and I'm grateful to be able to do it. But no, I'm not trying to be the next anything or take myself too seriously. I'm certainly confident and comfortable in the space I'm in, and just really want to just impress myself. I'm excited to do that.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
When you say impress yourself, is that something that you've always done, or was there a point where you felt like you had to impress the UFC brass, or you had to impress the fans, and now you've came to a point where, as long as you're happy, you're happy with what happens out there? Was that some point it changed to that, or has it always kind of been like that for you?
Yeah, I'm such a perfectionist prick that honestly, if I'm happy, then I feel like everyone's probably happy, because I'm not happy with it a lot. and I've had a handful where I have been, but yeah, I think there has been in the past too much concern about the outside, and I'm not. I've weathered enough storms from the outside, so no, yeah, it's definitely come to peace with all that, and just doing it for the love of doing it, and because I want to. Again, if I want to show out, winning's not enough. We know that. And I don't want to get by with wins. I want to stunt. That's what I want to do. I want to go out there and stunt. And so if I'm not doing that, I don't want to be doing this. I want to do something else. So I really want to go fucking stunt. I want to go put on a performance. I want to really excite myself. I want to excite the crowd. I want to excite the UFC, and in doing that, I think, I'll keep my own drive in the game. I don't want to just get by.
I love it. You could hear the fire in your voice just in the drive that talking about it. Was part of that, as a result of going to 155? And do you feel like, by feeling better, making some changes, do you feel like this is going to help prolong your career? Do you feel like maybe if you stayed at a lighter weight that maybe you wouldn't have been as happy, maybe if you would have got some more losses or whatever? Do you feel invigorated because you're still evolving at this point?
Yeah, that's really what it is. If you feel, as long as you feel like you're still evolving, then you stay in the game. You know, it's stagnation that kind of kills us. And so, yeah, at 45, it was like, man, I'm walking this tightrope, and if I'm going to go out, I'd rather go out enjoying myself in the process. So that was kind of that short notice back to 55 and just enjoying the process, because I don't really flick a switch. If I'm enjoying the whole process, then I'm going to enjoy the fight. I'm going to feel like fighting. You know, I can't kind of just be miserable for 3 months and then show up fight day and act like I'm in the mood to fight. So 55 kind of just fosters that kind of mindset.
And you mentioned, you know, training, you got this little group of guys, you know, like-minded peers that are in the game as well. How much does that motivate you? I got to think that that's got to be an extreme driving force. You know, you can't go into a gym feeling like poop today because you got to look across at who's part of this group. I mean, how much is that reinvigorated, and how much do you guys kind of push yourselves to be even better than you've ever been before?
Yeah, it's awesome because we're just trimming the fat. Like we're so specific to what each individual needs, and then, you know, preparation for our camp, that we're not doing any superfluous activities. There's nothing extra. We just trim the fat and we get to the brass tacks of what we need. And that's just like, especially for someone like me, like I don't want to waste time, and we don't have time to waste. So it's like everything we do needs to have a purpose. It needs to be intentful, and we need to be efficient. And that's like, God, if we're not mastering that each time, you know. And so I feel real solid on that. And plus, we've been able to expand out and like work with so many fun groups. I've had some of the hardest sparring this camp that I've had, because we're not just trying to be the best in the state, we're trying to be the best in the world. And so we're trying to collaborate and work with everyone who will have us. And fortunately, you know, the state of Colorado is pretty open to that. And so we've really, really been able to build some good relationships out there and keep it exciting, keep it fun.
Last me, I mean, you guys both have great styles. You guys are both willing to throw hands and meet in the middle of the cage. But there's a part of that where almost like you need your head to kind of kick in and say, no, don't make this a slugfest. Keep this a fight, you know, keep my brain in it. But do you see that portion of him as being that guy that likes to walk forward? And does that maybe set up possibilities that you can catch him?
Oh, yeah. And we're going to have a sick fight. Like either I'm going to have a dope performance or we're going to have a sick fight. Like in the sense of he's either going to go out, he's going to stay in it, and you know, he's going to make it a little ugly. I'm going to try to make it clean, but I'm down. I'm a dog, and he's a dog. So I'm fucking down. I'm down. And I know I'm going to have one of the best performances on Saturday out of that whole card. And so a quiet card like this, I'm stoked for. It's a good opportunity to get a bonus. I got a good dance partner. Yeah, we're going to put on a great show. And I know he's a tough guy, but man, you already know what I'm about. So I'm game. I'm down.
Can't wait to see it. Best of luck on Saturday.
Sweet. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Here you go. What's your name?
Mari Carmen? Mari?
Murray? All right. Just so I know who to call. When, okay. It's off.
Okay.
Thank you, Murray.
All right, but thank you for taking the time. Cool, calm, and collect as always. How's Vegas? I mean, you're a Vegas guy, but how's Vegas treating you? How's the preparation been for this fight we got coming up on Saturday? What's up?
Good, man. Vegas is Vegas. You know what I mean? It's been good. Training camp's been good. PI has been good. My gym's been good. Life's been good, bro.
That's great to hear. And you know what? Whenever we see you in just these great moods and just that good energy, that's a scary guy that's going to show up on Saturday.
Right.
But you have a guy with that range and that he's lanky too, got that reach. What was the reaction like when you saw that name come across and you said, oh, okay, this is something I could definitely work with, or we might have some fun on Saturday? What's going to go down?
Yeah, I think my reach is longer than this, right?
But usually you always have that reach for a guy who can actually, fight long if necessary and all that. New problems might be posed to you.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I fought opponents pretty similar to him in the past. it is a fight, so anything can happen. But yeah, I do want to keep him on the end of all my punches and kicks and see how he does with that.
We're trying to get some momentum going this year. Besides the win on Saturday, what are we trying to do to get like back-to-back wins? Because I see you on this co-main event, so we're checking off some boxes too, man. You've been in the game a minute, so it's cool to see you that co-main.
Right. Yeah. It's a long time coming. I mean, I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful, and I don't feel like I've always deserved this, and you know what I mean. I'm thankful for this, but I do want to make a statement, and I do want to keep moving up. Like, it starts with the co-main, then goes to the main, and title.
That's awesome, man. And you know what? It's been a long time coming, and you definitely deserve it. But besides getting these little things going, like I'm gonna get the co-main, I'm gonna get a ranked guy, I'm gonna be a ranked guy. How do you keep loving the sport? How do you keep yourself driven and motivated after all this time?
I think that's what it is. Goals. I gotta attach attaching a goal to something. You know what I mean? Like when I'm in the gym, my coaches are yelling top 15, top 15. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that motivates me more. There's just something that I'm pushing for. I'm not just fighting just to fight. Like, I want to be the best. I actually want something out of this. So I think that's what it is.
Absolutely. What are some of the things that we might see on Saturday? Without giving anything away, any new tricks, something that you brought, a new sparring partner, different looks, anything you could tell us to really lock in this co-main event?
Nothing, man. I'm me, like always. There's gonna be a lot of punching and kicking in the end.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Can't wait to see it, and best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
You found success since moving back to welterweight, picking up the back-to-back wins. How do you feel at this weight class?
Good. I feel good. And the back-to-back wins still going to decision. Like, it made a big impact on how I view myself in this weight class. You know, like, instead of just going out there and knocking them out in the first 10 minutes, 10 seconds, I'm like fighting for 3 rounds. So I can actually be a long-distance fighter in this weight class too. Like, I'm not slowing down because I'm cutting too much weight and all that. You know, like, I actually feel good, feel confident.
Nice. And this fight is it's a bit of a striker's delight. You have 14 wins by knockout. Dos Santos has 15 fights by knockout, 15 wins by knockout. Do you see this turning into like a crazy slugfest, or do you think it could be a technical battle as well?
I don't know, man. I don't ever go into a fight thinking crazy slugfest, and then I happen to do it. So who knows? It might turn out that way.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
I just got one silly question for you. I think you got one of the greatest voices in the UFC. I just wonder, if you have a sore throat, does your voice sound normal, or what does your voice sound like when you get a sore throat?
It's like reverses. I don't know. I think it stays this way. Bro, they have me reading children's books in the other room.
Oh, really?
They set me up, man.
Well, you know, a lot of times we see guys that have your type of voice, they'll go into radio or they'll go into stuff like that. Is that something you've ever done, or was that unique for you to do?
That was unique as hell. That was different. I mean, but like, people talk about it a lot, so I'm considering it. It sounds like a lot easier than getting punched in the face. So.
Yeah, right. I guess just one question, just looking on this, you know, when you look at your opponent, you know, what are the main weapons that you're expecting from him? I mean, we know you got power, we know you got speed. Where does he rank in your mind when it comes to his power and his speed and his technicality of his striking?
He's in the UFC, man, so he has it all, you know. He didn't make it here on accident. So I'm putting him up there. I don't ever underestimate any fighter. I feel like I'm looking at him as the best fighter I've fought in my career, and we'll go from there.
I know a lot of guys, when they get the co-main event, they want to make a big spectacle because they think that the next step is the main event.
Right.
How do you kind of control those urges or maybe that pressure, or do you not even think about that thing and you just want to go out there and perform and you don't put too much pressure on yourself thinking that if I make a big splash here, I might get a main event call next time?
Right. Now, I just found out I was co-main event a couple of days ago.
Yep. So no pressure at all at this point.
I mean, it's still the same pressure. It's a fight. I don't care if I'm the first fight or the last fight. It's a fight. So I just make sure I just prepared for it and train for it like I would any other fight.
Did you bring anybody in particular for him, or who are you working with these days in a regular fight camp?
The same training partners. I got a bunch of guys that at One Kick Nicks and Sergio Pena's, and then my brother, he has his Muay Thai gym now, Njokuani Muay Thai over there by like the Orleans.
Gotcha.
And we got a lot of bodies over there, a lot of people coming in and just giving me different looks.
Yeah. Do you remember in the lines of the children's book that you had
One
to say
fish,
that was it
two
was
fish, red fish, blue fish. It's crazy, bro. They had me read that book.
we'll have to look that one up. Best of luck on Saturday.
Hey, how you doing? Can you tell us more about the support and the inspiration that maybe your brother brings to you all the time to do the fights, and knowing that he has had a career in this sport?
He has a big impact on my career, just from like just being like moral support. I need him there. I don't need him to say much, but he does know me most out of everybody. So if he were to speak up, I'd listen to him, you know. But I just need, that's like, you know, it's just my comfort. I need him there for me. But throughout this whole camp, especially the last couple of camps, he's been a lot more involved, a lot more of a coach. Where he's holding pads for me a lot more. Like he's been involved a lot more these last few fights.
And now, looking at the ranking in this welterweight division, what names impressed you the most?
I don't really know too many names out there, but there's a lot of good guys out there. I know I checked it a while back, and I saw a lot of hard fights from 15 on up. So everybody is impressive to me.
You're both, you and your opponent had good numbers on finishing and striking finishings. What are the skills that you think that you could have better or different to raise the hand at the end of the fight?
I'm a lot taller, longer, faster. Maybe my fight IQ. But he's pretty experienced too, you know what I mean? So I can't take that from him. But yeah, I think skill-wise I am better, just all around.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
I think you should try it yourself, like the pre, in always in movies, things like that.
Maybe this is like the jumping off. If they can get him in those things, that eventually that disc or that tape or whatever will land on the right person. And they'll be like, hey, put that on Njokuani. How do you say it? Whatever. The guy from the UFC, the kid. Bring him in. And, I mean, I want him to do the voice of this sucker. Don't breathe. You know, and then he can boom. Just go punching in.
We're gonna refeed Ryan Spann's interview back there at the end.
Because they weren't ready for it.
No,
There was some radiation interference.
Oh. I don't know, because it was sort of an impromptu ad. Wasn't sure if they weren't quite ready.
That's it, bud. Vettori.
Vettori
and Powell.
Oh yeah, there's only one more. Unless Armando just keeps adding new people to the PR.
No, he popped in there. What? And then, I stuttered, right? And then Kenny encouraged me to say, talk to this man. And I said, I'll talk. And that was fun.
So
especially
it's all
when
Bill's fault.
in essence.
It is.
But if anything, when it was just a quick 5 minutes, I was like,
Yeah, I mean, well, he's such a character, but it's like, don't let him come into the media room unless we gonna grab him.
Like he was on stage and I was
He
off
walked
stage.
in there.
He was
that-
off
was it-
stage, he was on stage.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
sitting
what,
there
that's
trying
what
to
threw
have
me
a
off.
conversation with somebody else.
So it's partly my fault. I'm so used to him being on the main card.
Yeah.
Then
You
when
know
he
what,
walked up
Kenny?
there, I assumed he was on the media sheet, and then when they reminded me at the end he wasn't even, I was like, oh, my bad.
sitting there trying to have a conversation about.
Oh,
something.
did we get into your gap
Yeah.
time?
Well, no. I was on the phone with with crewing.
Oh, gotcha.
And I did a really shitty job of explaining what was going on.
You're like,
so focused.
you're like some random fighter's hopping on the stage, and now
I was
gotta
like,
work.
I don't know a horrible job of explaining this. There's just a lot going on right now, and I don't know what it is because you're isolated in my ears.
Yeah, that would be hard.
I was like, gosh dang.
Anything that's Quentin Tarantino,
Yeah.
fucking sign me. Good job, bud.
Oh, no, zero.
Oh no, you don't want to look. I don't. Watch those calories, bud. I think the funnest one was Ryan's fans. Yeah. Who's his kid? Shoes. But like, he's like, oh, they're Joe, they're gonna watch you. That's one thing that I think is absolutely.
Armando?
Mari? Libra por libra? Yeah, pound for pound. Right? See? Pound for pound, yeah. Pound for pound. Yes. Okay, no, aquí estamos, listo, todo bien. Bing. Alright. Alright.
P4P.
Sorry, didn't ask you that, Armando.
You can call it P4P.
P4P.
They want to tell you.
Oh, P4P. That's a good one.
You have to say your name. Dude, you might as well be like, name you're gonna forget in 5 minutes. Instantly. And even if you have the most fire question, you're still why? You're gonna cut your part out and just use the color and not even respond to your face and then put the response.
And you know, in Russia, for example, if you are working in football, it's obvious to, not only obligated, yeah, to first
Mandatory.
mandatory, yeah, mandatory to introduce yourself. Though, for example, head coach of my, I think he knows me well, knows me personally well, speaking a lot, but anytime I need to question, I use blah, what I do, blah, blah. It's like a protocol.
Okay.
But it's here. And for you, spoilers, you need they need to remember their face.
Yep.
Not their name. Oh, yes, you.
Oh, sure. Marvelous is easy. There's no such thing as easy. It's a simple approach. Where have you been? What have you been up to? We haven't seen you in like 2 years.
Ooh, I like it. Listen to you. Listen to you over there. I like it. Professor Armando.
Roman is his only victory in 4 years.
Roman what?
Roman is his only victory in 4 years.
Oh, what? Oh, that's a
His last victory before Roman was in October 2021. This Costa.
Dolidze? No, he had a win in 2024.
No, Vettori.
Oh, Vettori.
Vettori,
Yeah.
Dolidze is his only win in almost 4 years.
Yeah.
In 3.5.
Holy shit. And he's still the favorite on this fight, -170.
Yeah.
So that means we have to put all our money on him.
Actually, I don't know. I think Roman can win. Because it was a close fight last time. And from that last fight, Roman didn't exit. And Marvin has only coming in. He lost and then
trash can move. The trash can move hard left.
Oh, all right. As long as somebody saw it.
I think that one we do. Yeah, most definitely. Oh, there you go. Do you want both wood and this one? So if I was thinking this one here. Yeah. So I'm sure.
Not this past one. I haven't since Elimination Chamber. I haven't watched anything.
Yeah.
I watched like highlights here and there, but I haven't done. I'm trying to wait until WrestleMania season.
Really?
And then watch all the super cut of everything that I missed.
Are you avoiding spoilers right now?
No, I kind of know like what's going on, but like I feel like as long as he's not on TV, like nothing's gonna progress with that story. So it's pointless to watch. We'll see.
Okay.
Is he gonna say anything, or is he just gonna make an appearance?
That's what they're saying. I mean, they're just saying they're going to be under one roof. Like, that's all they're saying.
We will see what happens.
Arma Manuel, obviously, welcome back. Where
Thank
you
you.
been? What you been up to? We missed you.
You know, I've been in Miami, big booty Latinas. That's what I've been up to. You know. Now, of course, man. Yeah, so good to be back. To be honest, like fuck, you know, we give it for granted, but you know that's what we signed up for, and we love it. At least I do, you know, and I missed it dearly. So it's good to be back, and Yeah, man. I mean, after my last fight, I felt I had to take a little bit of time. So then I changed the gym. Then ended up, I found ATT, loved it. Started training, and then, started getting ready for another fight, and then got injured. So then, a bit of time off, changing gym, looking for a different place to train and everything, and then I got injured, and this took me basically like almost a year, basically, because 3 months was I thought I could recover with PT and all, but then I actually made it worse, and then ended up getting surgery on June. And shoot, like it's been 9 months since, and so this injury took basically a year, And so yeah, I mean, I think I got injured March, and I'm coming back now. So that's what it's been.
Sorry about that. If you could disclose, what did we injure, or what did you have?
I guess a lot of people don't. Yeah, I mean, I smashed my shoulder, man. My shoulder came out, fucking destroyed my rotator cuff and labrum a bit. Even my bicep was heavy surgery, I mean, it wasn't that. Yeah, I mean, listen, whatever. Without getting into much details, it was a lot of tendons gone and fucked up. So it's tendons takes a while. So.
Well, that just proves how tough you are and why you're still a top 10 ranked guy.
Thank you.
Can we, yes, sir. Can we go back, please, to what it was that, or maybe it was a group of things that made you think, you know what, maybe not Vegas anymore. I need to do something.
Oh,
else.
yeah.
I need to change it up.
Many things, man. Many things. It's just. I mean, listen. I actually love Vegas, but it's to live not too much. So that, and then the gym, wasn't fuck. It's sometimes you click, sometimes you don't. I felt like I wasn't really like, I was a bit on my own in a sense, I had coaches, but as team, I really didn't have, I didn't have a team. I had coaches, but I didn't have a team. And you need sparring partners, you need people that care for you need people that you can trust, you can't get into the gym and always bring your A game or, like looking around, like, and just, you can see people trying, you're a name obviously in it, like, so. Like you always have to like, have a chip on your shoulder kind of thing. And, and not really structures. So, yeah, definitely, didn't. It was, so, I was 6-7 years in California. So the next obvious option was Vegas. Cause I'm like, all right, the PI and everything. PI was great, but that is not enough at the end of the day. It's just a structure. So yeah, so. It was the next best option, I guess, but then it didn't work out.
Yes, sir. With you coming back to Vegas for this fight, 5 rounds, main event, a guy who you have some history before. Is it a little bit of a homecoming? Some things feel the same, but we could see a different you?
Well, it's a two-sided question, isn't it? Like, so, home in a sense, home, yeah, listen, when I was here, I go to a house, so I go back to my house. It's good. I feel home. I was here. It feels good. And then that was the question.
It's a little bit of a homecoming, we'll say, but it's still a different guy. It's a new.
Oh, a different guy. Different guy. Actually. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, different guy. I fought him already. So yes and no. It's like it is what it is. I came back. Vegas. I know Vegas well. So yeah, I guess it's kind of home, but it's not home. I have one home, and home is back in Italy. The rest is I can click with a place or not, but home is one place. Right here is one place. It's Italia.
Absolutely right. With the almost 2 years away, we got to talk to some of the other fighters today, and there's still that drive, that passion. The time away, did that restart that fire? Did you find that love, that passion to get back in the wins?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, I love the game, but more than everything, I'm much more calm, man. If angry Vettori was a problem, now you see calm Vettori, what it is. So, yeah, I'm much more, I had to stop to realize a lot of things. And so, I think even this injury came for a reason. So, it's good. Took my time, observed from outside a little bit, and now I'm back. So, it's good.
Great to have you back, and congrats on that growth, that maturity.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Last time around, it was 3 rounds. Now we got 5. What can we expect? What are these keys to victory for Marvin to get his hand raised?
Yeah. Listen, I think I'm a guy that grows through a round, so it's a lot of times 4th and 5th I find a second win. So I like 5 rounds. You know, it's a bit heavy, but it's good. I love it. Like, you know, I always find it in myself, and I know I can push like more than others, especially in those later rounds. So it's gonna be good.
I appreciate it, and can't wait to see you on Saturday.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
First of all, Roman was here. I was speaking with him, and he said that he's not the same Dolidze as he was 2 years ago in the terms of fighting. So if we're speaking about you, are you the same Marvin Vettori as it was 2 years ago fighting with Dolidze?
No, completely different guy, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, listen, I would hope that he's not the same, and I would say the same thing, innit? Like, he's like, no fighter's gonna come here and tell you that they're gonna be the same. So, yeah, it's kind of an obvious question, but you know, I changed him because I felt I had to do something different, and so yeah, no, I'm not definitely I'm not the same. I found a home at ATT, even though it's not long, and I'm happy that I'm representing them for the first time this time around. But I've been there for a while, and it's amazing, to be honest. It's a lot of growth has been going on, I think. But you know, I'm a show it. You know, it's talk is talk at the end of the day.
Roman every time says that he's pretty sure that he won that fight.
Yeah.
So, what can you respond?
He just needs to learn how to count, I guess. Just go back and look at the significant strikes. You know, it's where what like it was one action every round. Maybe it was that. Will that give you a round? Like, you know, it's okay. You know, we'll settle it again Saturday. So it is what it is. You know.
And the last one from me. He has only one 5-round event, and for you it will be 6, I guess, this Saturday.
And I went the whole 5 rounds most of the time, I guess, or maybe all of them.
Not all the times. Not all the times, but it will be your advantage. How do you think?
Definitely. Listen, definitely, yeah. He's not like a. His strength are definitely not like the gas tanks, you know. We all know that, but. Yeah, listen, in a fight, it's anything can happen, and I'll be ready. Prego.
Marvin, there's been a lot of changes in your division since you last competed. New champion with DDP, and you have new contenders like Nazardir Imuav and Caio Baralho. What's your assessment of the division right now, and where do you think you fit in it?
Yeah, it's deep, man. Division, we raised the bar, and I mean they raised the bar for now, but I'll come in soon. But. Yeah. No, it's good. It's been good. I think it's tough. Like there's a lot of good fighters, and yeah. Listen, it starts with Saturday. My comeback starts with Saturday, and I'm gonna show I'm gonna be a contender and get that title because
Nice.
that's where my head is.
Yeah, and you spoke about angry Vettori and calm Vettori. Just want to talk a little bit about Brandon Allen. Obviously, you were supposed to fight him last year. That injury happened, and before that, you've never withdrawn from a fight, not even in your amateur career, and it was a big injury that needed like surgery. Is that a fight that you still want? Is there unfinished business there? Because you guys have still like traded jabs online. Obviously, there was that incident last August in Florida. Is that a fight that you still want?
Maybe, you know, like now he's like. I don't even, it's not even that relevant. No. To be honest, he was going up, yeah, and I knew it wasn't going to go past the top 5. So I was kind of wanted to be smart a little bit, where like, let me get it. He has a bit of hype. He's coming from 5-6 wins. And I want to be the one that give him a loss, you know? But now he's got 2 losses. He was trying to look over me, and look what happened, you know? At the end of the day, listen, depends, you know, depends. If I want another easier, not easy, but like easier fight, maybe. If not, if I want to really get into like with the big boys up there, then I'll easily skip him. Listen, I don't even like what happened outside. It's at the end of the day, it's 2 different things to me, because what happens in the street or whatever, it's not fighting. It's different. Like it's not part of like this game. But just know, like, you know, if you want to bring it there, I'll come there too. So I don't care, man. It's too much. To be honest, it's almost waste breath to me talking about him.
Yeah, and also, like, you've been very active throughout your career, and this was a 2-year layoff mentally. Was it good being away a little bit, just getting that mental reset away from the sport?
Definitely. Yeah, it was definitely good. And yeah, man, it's been good. And that's where a lot of like the adjustments, and you think you're doing adjustment even though you never stop and you keep going, but that's when like the thinking and everything else like comes into place, when you have to sit and stay with what you have, and sometimes full health on your body you don't have, so you have to figure something else out.
Yeah, and just one last one from me. I'm just speaking about the top of the division. DDP and Hamza Chimaev, it looks like they're going to be competing for the middleweight title. How do you see that matchup going?
I think DDP, man, comes as listen, both great fighters, but I think it's a bit obvious what Kamsa is gonna do in it. So I don't know. Listen. At the end of the day, that we were saying the DDP durability was questioned a lot before, and then he comes out. He had it, so maybe just adjustments. I don't know. But if you ask me who I would put money on now, the way it is, then I would put it on DDP. That's for sure.
Welcome back and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much, brother.
Hello. I know your division is very tough, but however, you have been very well noticed, even though if you take a break. I remember seeing you training with Julian Chua in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's my friend, man. He's a very good friend of mine. He's my brother. I miss him a lot, to be honest. Listen, when I was in Cali, it's crazy because Cali was home for me, but for a long time, I wasn't getting the right MMA training, to the point that I was almost going in. I was going 3 times a week at a brick house with Julian. Julian was pretty much my head coach, being a boxing coach, because he got a great mind. You know, he got a great mind for fighting, but he's a boxing coach, like strictly a boxing coach. So then I got too much into boxing, and some things I don't feel like they really transfer. But yeah, man, I mean, we had a good run, man. It was great. He believed in me, I believed in him, and it was amazing.
Yeah. How you prepare yourself for this fight? How was the camp in the past months? And when you think we will see you fighting for the title?
Yeah, listen. I mean, I was at ATT, did my whole camp over there, and bro, ATT just, you know, one thing you don't have to look for is coaches. They got everything. It's very structured, so you have all the tools, you know, like you have all the tools, and you just the only problem might be that you have too much, and you have to be able to filter it out and just schedule yourself properly, because otherwise maybe you do too much. But yeah, so no, I was able to, and you know, I got my coaches. Even Steve is here. He's been, you know, we worked a lot together, and yeah, listen, it's been great. And then for the title, you know, when the balls start rolling and I keep winning, things happen very fast, I believe. So, and especially also when it's your moment to make it happen, and I believe it is now. So it'll all start with Saturday, and that's it.
And one last question. It surprised you the Ancalaya winning to Pereira. It was a surprise for you, and also it surprised at all for you the new UFC pound for pound rankings.
What are the new pound for pound rankings? I haven't checked.
Like in general, the PE and PE rankings in general. Like, is a surprise for you what it is right now, or not really?
Pound for pound is always a bit. Pound for pound is always, it's always hypothetically, right? Hypothetical, right? Like it's pound for pound. It's talks, you know. Like it's not really because most likely, if it was real pound for pound, the heavyweights would always be the best, you know. Normally. True. Right, but. So I don't really know about the pound for pound, but I mean, Islam's has been very dominant and all. Like I don't know, But Ankalaev, I trained with him, and I knew we could have shut off a lot of Pereira's game, and so I think it deserved the win. Two great fighters, and no, I wasn't too surprised if that's the question. Yeah.
So you were expecting that?
Yeah, especially I trained with Ankalaev, but I didn't train with Pereira. Yeah. Listen, with Pereira, it's always hard to predict any fight. He can shut your lights off anytime. So, but yeah, I guess.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, looking off that, it looks like Ankalaev wasn't ranked before. Now he's up at number 6, and Pereira's dropped to 8th in the pound for pound listings or whatever. Just going off, no fighter, especially that's been in the fight game as long as you, is 100% all the time. Injuries are going to start nag. But when you mentioned the shoulder, how serious was it? Was it the kind of injury where you had to think, am I going to be able to fight again? Were you ever worried?
There was times where I was like, fuck, is it going to be back to normal? Because it takes so fucking long. Like it's that shoulder, man. It's every angle, it's how can I explain? It's like every angle you have to train, because otherwise, like, you'll be good here, but out here it's weak, and yeah, it's no. I had times where I'm pretty stubborn, man, but they I'm able to get after it, but I had moments where I'm like, fuck, is it gonna be back to normal, or I'll have to compensate, figure some other way to fight or something, and sure enough, people around you and doctors and stuff to tell you, eventually, you'll see it you see it all the time where people get injured and they come back. So I was always trying to be positive,
Yeah, and I'm sure it's got to be frustrating, especially with the time off, and then adding that to the point that you took a different gym, going to the different gym, working with the different people there. I'm sure they've been through a lot of injuries as well. Did they help build you back up as well and give you the confidence? And were they able to kind of work to help build your shoulder and your mobility back up?
Oh, yeah, everybody's been great, man. Everybody's been great. Everybody's been amazing, bro. Like I loved it. I loved every second there at ATT.
And as for the shoulder for this Saturday, it feels as good as it's going to be, as close to 100 as it can get at this point, right?
Yeah, 100%. No, it's good. It's good. It's good to go.
And one of the things that Dolidze was in here saying, he was like, when I look back at that fight, how he remembers it is that you did a lot of running, and that if you run this one, he's gonna hunt you down. How do you remember that fight? Do you feel like that you were doing a lot of running in that fight?
I don't remember me backing off of any exchange, to be honest. No, that doesn't even mean me being smart, to be honest, because fighting is not just, it's not just about like being there and throwing at each other whatever that you can throw. So that is not even a good point in a sense, because if I'm running, it's your job to cut me off the right way and not make me run eventually. But I actually don't recall that at all. Like I'm laughing at him, and I'm like, if he lands, I'll land back, and I'm like, he tries to corner me. He maybe he cornered me for a moment on the cage, but I never shied back from any exchange. Did you watch the fight?
Yeah.
Did it look like I was backing off of his exchanges?
No, it looked like you were doing normal movements off to the side, but
yeah, not at all. I think because I was like ducking and moving and trying to land back. So it is what it is, it's okay. At the end of the day, obviously he's gonna bring his arguments, and I understand him.
Have you seen? I know you said that you agreed that he's probably evolved, but have you watched any of his recent late ones? And do you feel that there's been any real change with him? He said that he's worked on his mindset, his anger, his aggression in the cage to kind of be more patient. Have you seen that in his recent ones? And do you think that's going to change anything going into this fight?
I don't think so, but who knows? At the end of the day. Well, the fight with Holland was kind of like you cannot make much out of it. Yeah. And the fight with Smith, I don't know. To me, it wasn't the best performance, but
And we
It's
know
okay.
what we're going to get from you, especially with cardio and things of that. And I can, you know, do you think that he's done the work in his cardio to kind of be able to match with you in 5 rounds?
I don't know.
Awesome. Well, I guess last thing, this particular fight, I mean, do you see this as pretty much just holding into your position in the top 10, or do you think a win over him can kind of move you up in the ranks, or is this just sort of holding spot, you think?
I just see it as like me getting back. The rest, the rest is extra, isn't it? So that's what I see it as. It's like me getting back and feeling good and putting all the pieces together. It's been a while, enjoying it. The rest is extra. We'll see. You guys make the rest up. You know, like you guys, if you guys talk a lot, they're gonna bump me up a few spots. If not, it's okay.
You know, you mentioned that. Just wanted to get back in there. You know, we've seen people. You've had to deal with some injuries and changing camp, but people always talk about ring rust. The speed of the game once they get back to it. Do you feel there's going to be any of that in that initial moments? And you know, will you feel any maybe nervousness on that walk out just because it's been a little bit since you've done that walk?
I don't think so. Even for my last layoff when I came back, I felt amazing because you're just happy to be back. You're just happy to you're just happy to be back doing what you like, what you love. So I don't think so.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Marvin, on this side. It's Italian food better on the East Coast?
Oh yeah, it's better. Yes. I'd say so. Yeah, East Coast got better food.
And with all this, I mean, it's obviously the UFC has been going to Paris and London, and now there's talk about Spain. What do you think you should do, or other Italian fighters do, like to put Italy back? Because Dana mentioned a couple of times that they were planning to go to Italy to do an event there. So what do you think you need to do to push that to
Well,
make
at this point, I need to become the champion to bring the UFC to Italy, which these are my two coming in. I think I said it after my first fight. Those are my two dreams, you know, becoming champion and bring the UFC to Italy. So I think at this point is that, you know.
If Spain happens first, do you think Italian fans would love to go to see you there?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, if they put me in their car, for sure they'll love it. Yeah.
Thanks, Marvin.
Thank you.
Speaking about UFC in Italy, which city do you want? The north, I mean, Milano or Torino, Rome, or something in the south?
I mean, I probably Milan, because Milano is kind of like a second home a little bit, you know, because even when I started training, when I was like 16 to 19, I was going back and forth to Milan, and Milan is always, it's closer to me. It's like, but Rome is like always also be amazing, you know, because it's so much history, you know. Jesus, like Colosseum and all is like just you feel like a real gladiator in there, you know, like in the place where everything happened back in the day. So don't matter, to be honest. It's what?
Naples, Napoli.
No, Naples. I wouldn't relate too much to Naples because of where I come from, you know. But listen, anywhere in Italy, I would love it. But if I had to pick, I wouldn't pick. It'd be between Milan and Rome, yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Let's go.
That was it, right?
I'm gonna make sure real quick. Unless y'all want some more.
Nah, we good.